Didn't you and Justin get traded in the same month?
Same day.
Same day.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, it was funny. I was we were in Hartford. I had just been sent down probably a week ago, and I was golfing with some of my buddies. It was the first day the golf courses opened, and we had like 2 or 3 days off. So he kind of had an idea he might get moved. Like he had been warned because obviously Colorado was going for it, and he was one of the younger prospects and everything. So he kind of had an idea it might be happening. And I remember him calling me. I don't know, maybe on like the 10th or 11th hole, and it was maybe an hour or two to the deadline. He's like, yeah, I just got called off practice. Like, I'm getting traded. I don't know where, whatever. And then he found out it was Montreal maybe like 30 minutes later. And I was like, that you know what? Like, that's actually pretty cool. Like, that's awesome. You get a new opportunity. He's like, I'm going right to the NHL. So he's excited about that. He's going to get to play some games and be up. And not that I was like jealous, but there's part of me that's like, it's obviously emotional to get traded, but like, it's exciting, you know? You get a new opportunity. And then a few more holes go by, and I think the deadline had actually closed, and maybe it was like an hour after the deadline closed, and we were following along what the Rangers were doing, right? Because we were their farm team, and you could see all these guys getting traded, and you saw the Andrew Kopp trade, and it just said for whatever it was, a few picks and a prospect, and none of us knew who the prospect was. Yeah. Of course, me not thinking it's going to be me, I had no idea, and then I was lining up a putt on the 17th hole, and the phone rang once, and we all started kind of looking at each other, and we're like, do you have your phone on you? Like, is yours on silent? Where's yours? And we figured out it was mine, and I was like, oh, whatever, and I'll get it in a second. And then I started lining up the putt again, and then it rang again. And that's when they were like, oh, okay, you better go run to the phone. And it was the GM in New York, and I called him back, and the trade calls are obviously pretty quick, right? You're getting moved, and thanks for everything. And Kevin Cheveldayoff, the GM in Winnipeg, is going to call you. So it's always funny. Like Michael Larry was out there with me. He was in Hartford with me. So he was around for it. And then the next day you're kind of packed up and moving and on to new opportunities. So it was pretty cool for me and Justin to at least kind of be able to lean on each other, right? And talk to each other, and obviously different experiences, because I think he knew he might have a higher chance of getting traded, and I didn't really. Yeah. I mean, there's always a chance, but I wasn't thinking about it as much heading into it. But like I said, I wouldn't have traded anything for the world. It was kind of a fun experience looking back on it, kind of funny story, and get to new opportunities. So,
did you make the putt?
I did not make the putt. I don't even think it was close. The boys actually made me go back and putt it because we were playing a match, and I was like, you guys, like, what are we doing here, man? My hands are like shaking, and your mind's racing in a million directions, and then that was the end. I don't think I played the last hole.
You didn't play the last hole? You're like, I got to get out?
I might have hit a tee shot, but then all of a sudden, like, your agent's calling, my parents are calling, like, the GMs are calling, or the GM I went to the Manitoba Moose for about a week, so he was calling me, and then you're trying to get your travel tickets set. And
he was like, boys, I got to make par here. I'll give you a call back. Just let me 1 sec.
Yeah, there's a few priorities to take care of before I hit the shot. But yeah.
Wow, what a whirlwind of a couple years for you.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I feel like I've been all over the place, and 2 very different markets. You go from New York City to Winnipeg. It's probably about the biggest or the most drastic change you can find. But 2 special places to play. Like, very different, but very unique, and both have these like amazing parts of them. So.